Hello, everybody. It's been a long time. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Update. My name is Philakone, and I'm going to be giving you unfiltered advice for the next 10 to 15 minutes and talking about exactly what you need to know and what you don't need to know. So, my name is Philakone, and I've been in the crypto space now for about 10 years. I've seen three major bull markets and two major bear markets, and here I am trying to guide you the best that I can to give you some of the best possible perspectives in the crypto market. It's always very important to consider the perspective from multiple people, not just only one person. But more importantly, always make your own decisions and also do your own research as well. So it's near the end of the month, and I got back from the Philippines about 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately, I'm not able to work full time right now because I'm planning to move to a new house that we ended up just getting. So, unfortunately, this house that I'm in right now, I've only got the privilege of staying here for about 8 months. It's a beautiful home on the seaside, like 4 bedrooms, huge, like 200 square meters in a very busy area. But it's a little bit too busy for me. So, my lady and I decided to move to a much further place that's almost twice as big where we really hope to settle down permanently. We're doing a lot of work on the house right now, such as getting air conditioning in. It's about 400 square meters, and we've got to furnish 6 bedrooms. We've also got to get like working with the engineers to get the air conditioning all installed, getting new appliances, etc. So unfortunately, I've got to take a little bit of time off, on top of taking another 3 days off to take my lady to Cappadocia for her birthday next week. But until about June, I'm hoping the first week of June, I'll be fully settled in and we're going to dive right back into crypto. But the good news right now is that the market is fairly slow and it looks like it's about to correct just slightly for a little bit. Okay. So this is what you guys need to know. All right. So everyone's asking, like, is crypto bullish right now? And it's not just hype, guys. It's the institutions that's making crypto actually so bullish right now. In 2025, we're witnessing something massive, which is big money is buying Bitcoin, and they're not even hiding it in any way at all. The US government now holds over 200,000 Bitcoins, and just recently, a strategic reserve, a Bitcoin reserve under Trump's executive orders, right? That's not retail. That's a country treating Bitcoin like gold, on top of a lot of other countries accumulating Bitcoin as well, such as Russia and also China. And then Standard Chartered, which is a global banking giant, is now partnering with, for example, Falcon X, which is a crypto broker for institutions. That means that hedge funds like asset managers and banks now have direct, trusted pipelines into the crypto markets. And even BlackRock and Fidelity, they're doubling down right now. Their ETFs are driving billions of inflows in, and they're offering exposure to traditional investors without even touching a wallet. So this is not just 2021. This isn't just about meme coins. It's about a long-term strategic accumulation by players who move the market. So institutions are not just here to speculate. They're here to own a huge slice of the future financial system. And that's what's driving this bull run right now. A quiet accumulation by the biggest names in finance. And if you're not paying attention, you should probably pay attention to the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes maximum. And I'm going to tell you guys what you need to know from a technical perspective. So I'm mainly known as a day trader, as you guys know. And that's mainly what I specialize in. So I called that Bitcoin was most likely going to reach a top very soon. And unfortunately, not many people want to hear it, right? The last thing that many people want to hear is that a top is in. So for those that are familiar with Elliott wave theory, let me explain to you guys the count, okay? So whenever there's something that reaches 5 waves like this, okay, 5 waves, usually there's going to be a correction that's going to be in play. And the 5 waves are actually broken down very nicely. Here's the subwaves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay, to make the first wave. And then we got the other wave that begins here, okay? We got the 1, the 2, then we got the 3, the 4 goes down there, then the 5. And here it's also very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5. So this actually ends up creating waves 1, waves 2, this makes the ABC, waves 3 up there, waves 4, and the last one is very simple, wave 5. So I believe that we're now in a 5-wave cycle and fractal that's already completed, and there's most likely going to be a small retracement. But the good news is this, okay? Even though I'm calling for a slight retracement, it doesn't have to happen. There's only a win-win scenario that I see. The first scenario is that we actually do retrace a reasonable amount. And the first reasonable place that I think that it could hit would be around 93,700, which is only at the 382 Fibonacci level. So that's only a 38% retracement, which is very reasonable. A 38% retracement from the top, right? We're talking about of this entire fractal, 38.2, which is very, very reasonable. If that ends up happening, I would expect huge amounts of retail investors and institutions to even gobble up more and invest even more and start DCAing. So that's one really good news if the market does drop. Now, if the market doesn't drop and we just keep continuing and we barely correct, so basically the next fractal would be gigantic if this is the case, where we're just looking at like basically just a small drop, right? If this were to happen like this would be even better, where no correction even occurs. We get a very bullish correction that barely even dips. So which means that the next wave would be gigantic. So either way, this is a win-win scenario where if we do end up getting a reasonable dip, that's great. It's going to allow us to DCA. If we don't get a reasonable dip, it means the market is so strong that it didn't even dip in any way. So that means that the next wave would be very, very powerful. So right now, I am leaning more towards the side of a correction happening to anywhere between 98K to 93,000, 94,000 ranges. Okay, that's my prediction. I hope that I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, either way, it's going to make a very, very bullish market. But you can also see that right now, a lot of the market cap has been lost just in the past few days. Not a lot, but you can see that the market cap for Total One is starting to hammer in these ranges over here, these lows. Once these lows get taken out, I mean, it's nothing but a descending triangle if you look very carefully, not even that carefully. You just see nothing but a lower high pattern that's being made. So because of the lower high pattern being made, there is a very high likelihood that the market could end up dropping. So if this ends up dropping, we're probably going to see some reasonable support sometime soon. But of course, it doesn't have to happen. But usually in these patterns, one of two things will happen, right? It's going to finish off the pattern guaranteed, either down or up. So this is going to be a very, very important perspective to keep watch on when it comes to price action. And if you take a look at Total 3 market cap already, the altcoins are actually dropping a lot more than the entire crypto market. So Bitcoin's being held up relatively well. But of course, right now, the altcoin markets are definitely dropping, and you can see a shift in it as well. You can see a shift in the drop. The altcoin market has dropped about 8% already. And I can give you very specific examples. For example, Sui ended up dropping after making a beautiful 5-wave fractal, right? This makes basically 5 waves somewhere in there. And now the market is dropping. And for example, Sui has already moved down to the 236 level. But regardless of if we're correcting or not, I still think there's a major opportunity to DCA. Yes, in the prior months, I do take responsibility for saying that I thought we were very bearish. In fact, it's still possibly on the table. Like, don't take it the wrong way where we have to break out of here, right? We don't know. We don't know in any way at all. But what we do know is that the large institutions are very bullish right now. They're gobbling up the market. And because of them, I just can't see it failing anytime soon. I believe that we're in a very different type of cycle that we have not seen before. So because of this, there could be like a massive super cycle that continues to the upside. So earlier, I mentioned that it looks like there's 5 waves in, right? There's 5 waves in. This is somewhere like a 5 there. And then this creates a 5 up there. So the 5 waves are in. We saw bearishly diverging signs in every single way. But right now, we're seeing the weekly chart recover. It's recovering perhaps for one last rally into the new year. We also see this massively bearishly diverging sign. So it was hard not to believe that the bull market was potentially over. Don't take this the wrong way, guys. I'm very bullish right now, but I also need for you to understand the fact that it is still possible for us to make a correction down like that. And that was only the first wave upwards, and the third wave is basically going to happen. It's still highly, highly possible but not likely because of how institutions are gobbling up the market right now. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time. It's been almost 10 minutes already. Just wanted to touch base with you guys with my thoughts of how the market is currently trending. I was going to try to keep it in 10 minutes. And when I come back, when I settle into the new house, I'm finally going to be there for a very long time. I'm not going to move anywhere for a long time because this is a permanent home, I believe. And I'm very excited to get into the new house. I've actually built a crazy new computer that's going to be amazing to trade on. I built this guy right here. So this computer here is basically the best computer you can get on the market. RTX, RTX 5090 with like tons of RAM, like the fastest components. In Turkey, super expensive. But you know what? New house. I've had the old computer for 4 years now. And now I decide to spend $10,000 on a new computer. Turkey is incredibly expensive. Also has this new case. I'm really looking forward to trading on it, guys. So make sure you guys are caught up to date. For the Platinum members and everybody in my Discord group, make sure you guys are studying right now, because when I come back and I'm settled in full time, I've got no more stress of having to manage or move into the new house or do work on it. I'm going to be trading full time, super hard. And I do apologize to everybody that's been missing me and has not seen me online for a little bit, because unfortunately, moving is priority right now. And for those that are still curious about my course, you guys are welcome to, it's not on sale right now. You guys missed the sale. But for everybody that's curious about all the content that I have, go to my Twitter, click on bio.site. You guys can see that I've got a Discord group there, a basic one. I've got also the beginner to intermediate course. I've also got my crazy new advanced course that's on scalping. The advanced course here is the art of scalping. And then I've also got the volatility scanner. So take a look at some of the content that I have, guys. It's only going to improve your life if you learn a lot of the strategies that I've taught before. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be sure to update you guys more often, just like this, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.